Making news this week, a $1.8 million new base for Belmont SES volunteers.
Fremantle rejected the state government's plan to merge with Melville.
Our special report into how new candidates campaign for the local government election.
Plus, how a truck crash caused a blackout in Chile's capital.
This is the Evening News with Ivan Lowe and Danielle Staniskov.
Good evening. WA's Shark Monitoring Network gets new technology. The Department of Fisheries have tagged and are currently monitoring 326 sharks. Acoustic transmitters were placed in each shark's stomach by scientists in a quick procedure. The system will send out alerts within 2 minutes if a shark is detected by the network.
It really is a unique shark monitoring system anywhere in the world in terms of access to real-time satellite information. It's proving very popular with the public, especially with regular beach users.
So what we've been busy doing behind the scenes over the last 12 months is improving the data management and messaging system that sits behind the government shark monitoring network system. In particular, what we've done is to remove email communications completely from the message chain.
Perth's shark monitoring network stretches from Ocean Reef in the north to Warnbro Sound in the south. The network also covers parts of WA's southwest and the south coast. Emergency Services Minister Joe Francis announced the new $1.8 million complex for the SES volunteers in Belmont. Josef reports.
The Minister for Emergency Services, Joe Francis, opened a new $1.8 million multi-purpose built facility for SES volunteers in Belmont Victoria Park for its only mounted section this Saturday.
It is a brilliant facility, and very worthwhile for the volunteers who work here to be recognised to have such a great building to home themselves in.
The facility will cover 58 square kilometres, taking in Perth Airport, Curtin University, casino complex, industrial, commercial and residential areas.
The complex will help the SES to better support the community to recover from major emergencies, as well as give better opportunities for future training opportunities for volunteers. Mr. Francis also said the facility has been designed to operate as a local emergency operations centre that will help volunteers coordinate incidents on the ground to respond faster to calls for help. The facility has been built with support from the City of Belmont and the Department of Fire and Emergency Services, along with grants from the local government grant scheme, which is funded through the Emergency Services Levy. Josef Barker, WAMN News.
The City of Fremantle rejected the state government's plan to merge with Melville. The council submitted a recommendation this week and suggested new boundaries. Shibs reports.
The City of Fremantle made its formal submission to the Local Government Advisory Board on Wednesday, suggesting new boundaries and rejecting plans to merge with Melville.
We believe it's the best proposal, it's the most sensible proposal. The council that we're proposing would have a population today of about 55,000, which is not the 100,000 that the government is proposing. But having said that, in terms of our budget size, with 55,000 people, our budget would be middle of the range compared to the other 14 or 15 councils that would exist.
The council recommended a merge with the town of East Fremantle instead, aligning the eastern boundary to Stock Road, south to North Coogee, and incorporating Rottnest Island. Local Government Minister Tony Simpson confirmed that 19 councils submitted their proposals. He also explained the purpose of the Local Government Advisory Board.
They go out and meet with the council, the ratepayers, the community, and they actually come back with quite an extensive report that looks into all the benefits for the community, and they look into the cost as well.
The state government aimed to reduce the number of metropolitan city councils down to 14 by 2015. Shibs, WAMN News.
Candidates in the local government election are presenting their ideas to the public as polling day looms closer. In our second edition of the local government election series, we interviewed 4 candidates in the city of Perth. With less than a week to polling day, council candidates are doing it tough. Chinese candidate Keith Yong is doing some door knocking and dropping flyers in the neighbourhood.
We have posted about 11,000 to all the residents. I have covered North Bridge, West Perth in the city, and today is East Perth.
This year's local government election in Perth will be a tough battle as 8 candidates compete for 4 seats. While incumbent councillor James Limnios is seeking re-election, new players including Richard Clarmick, Reece Hartley and Matthew Clark are working hard. Despite this, their campaign has gained momentum on the internet and they are not taking anything for granted.
We come from a variety of backgrounds with a variety of experiences, but all with a common goal to see the Perth environment, the Perth CBD, be the best it can.
I think my background is in business and in law, in the practice of law. I've had my practice for 8.5 years. Because of that, what I can bring to council is expertise in business and law. There's going to be a lot of implementation issues with local government reform. There's going to be a lot of implementation issues with infrastructure projects.
As a resident, I'm really passionate about the city, and I've been a long-time advocate for Perth. I get really a bit frustrated when people talk Perth down, when they say it's boring, when they say there's nothing to do, because it's just not the case.
I think my experience of working with the council on numerous projects over the years, as well as being in business for 15 years of my life, I think I've got a lot of experience in how to manage things properly, how to manage my time, how to coordinate things.
The local government election will be held this Saturday. You can vote by mail or cast your ballot to the local council on polling day before 6 p.m.
The state government payroll relief has saved small businesses millions. Finance Minister Mike Nahan said the scheme has returned $100 million to small businesses in this financial year. Meanwhile, Minister Joe Francis believed the move can reduce tax burdens on businesses.
It's my job as the Minister for Small Business to help small business become big business. And when you have barriers that may stagnate that growth, I think we need to consider moving the barriers like we're doing with the payroll tax threshold or rebates or whatever regulations and red tape we can do to get out of the way of small business from growing. We should do it.
To News in Asia, the latest polls suggested that the popularity of Hong Kong's top 10 politicians have declined. However, Legislative Council Chairman Sang Singh's popularity remains high. Raphael reports.
The latest poll conducted by Hong Kong's University Public Opinion Program revealed that 9 out of the top 10 politicians lost popularity. Only Regina Ip from the New People's Party received a minor increase. The most well-known politician among the Pan-Democrats is Leung Kwok Hong, and independent legislator Raymond Wong. Meanwhile, Legislative Council Chairman Sang Yok Singh's popularity remained the highest. On the other hand, Pan-Democrats Albert Ho and Raymond Wong's popularity has dropped the most. It's understood that more than 1,000 citizens participated in the polling research. Raphael Lim, WAMN News.
To World News, and in Chile, a serious crash occurred in Santiago when a truck hit a utility pole, knocking it to the ground. Power in the western suburbs was disrupted for hours. Chile correspondent Brian Ramirez has the story.
In an accident that could have had worse consequences, a truck, after pull off the car off the road, crashed into a light pole, causing the drop in chain of 5 light poles more, knocking out the power to more than 5,000 people in Quinta Normal in Santiago area. Truck's occupants miraculously were not injured, and the car suffered only scratches by falling high-tension steel cables. The police have opened a full investigation into the truck accident in order to ascertain what caused the incident. For WIMN News, Brian Ramirez, Santiago, Chile.
And finally, before we leave you tonight, it's a very special night here at the News Desk because it's Danielle's birthday. Happy birthday, Danielle.
Thanks, Ivan. Thanks for your support.
And that's how the world looks tonight. We have more news on our website.
Thanks for your company. We'll see you again next week.
Good night.